RWBY, a means of content for some, a means of contentment for others. But alas, I am the positive bitch around here. And so the thing I'd like to praise RWBY on the most is its ability to have a one-track mind when it decides to. You want some laughs and good vibes? We got Volume 1 and RWBY Chibi! Do you want the most incredibly constructed villain takeover I've ever seen in any form of media, rendering both the protagonists and you utterly hopeless and without a clue? That's Volume 3, baby! But even in the midst of all that, Team RWBY doesn't give in. They find a way. I may fall, but not like this. And I, for one, absolutely adore how that one-track mindedness is once again present in Volume 6, where I even believe it to be the strongest. After all we've been through, what's our goal now? Well, our goal is to do exactly as we're supposed to, whatever we need to. Volume 6 gives us the origin of Salem and tells us that Oz cannot destroy her. Now, let's not focus on the question or the answer, but rather Team RWBY's reaction to it. At first, they fight. And of course they do, it's completely justified. There's a little scuffle until Maria tells everyone to stop, and they travel on until they reach Brunswick Farms. While they're there, they meet the Apathy. Some people say it's their favorite Grimm, and others say that conceptually it doesn't work as a Grimm. I'm here to say it doesn't matter. It's more of a symbol and a moral lesson than anything, and the RWBY did the best they could to implement it. And it works well, because while they're under the influence of a tangible, objective apathy, the team is tired. Tired of doing. What's the point in a mission as pointless as taking care of a fucking lamp that not only doesn't help them that much, but hinders them and anyone they come into contact with? Why couldn't they just bury it 6 feet under, where it's likely that nobody would find it for hundreds of years? Voldemort! But that's the thing. That's what the world wants you to do. That's what the deprecative voice in the back of your head is telling you to do. That's the Grimm. That's the Apathy. And after all, they can't just let the Grimm win, can they? They're heroes, inspired by other heroes to inspire other heroes. They can't just not do. And that's not the end of it. There were people notably absent during Jin's explanation of Salem's past. Team Juniper. So, how are they supposed to cope with this? They can't have their own Apathy mini-arc, the volume would run for too long. Well, they find their own way of coping in Argus. Just as RWBY has Crow and Crow has Maria, Team Juniper has Pyrrha. In this instance, Pyrrha's statue. They too are heroes, inspired by other heroes to inspire other heroes. They can't let Pyrrha, someone who fought valiantly to her last heel turn, die for nothing. They took a different route to reach the same exact mindset as Team RWBY, and they're prepared to do too. And I love how this is reflected in none other than the opening theme, Rising. As sun seeks day, we'll find our way, and we'll catch that dream together someday soon. Stand firm, outlast. We won't be beaten by the past. Trust the way we're made. Do exactly as we're supposed to, whatever we need to. But herein lies the problem. We know that we need to do, but what exactly do we need to do? Well, I hope that gets cleared up in another volume. For right now, Volume 6 mainly seems like a transitional one to me, in the sense that it had to happen for the story to progress forward, but even then, it's still one of my favorite volumes yet. Sometimes we need to take a step back and remind ourselves that we have a goal in the first place, and that we should do whatever it takes to realize it. And if taking down a crazed nationalistic old lady capable of piloting an Atlesian colossus happens to be one of the steps in reaching your goal, firstly, I guess it's better than fighting a nigh-infinite scale war between the 10th and 11th dimensions for the fate of the universe. And secondly, so be it. As sun seeks day, we'll find our way, and we'll catch that dream together someday soon. We're rising like the da 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 X-Boys.